Update 2 on Typhoon Nock-ten, which has winds of around 85 miles an hour and a pressure of 980 millibars, verified by Force 13 SATOPS. Moving west-northwest at 15 miles per hour, it's at 12.8 degrees north, 130.6 degrees east. That's at 3 p.m. UTC, December 23rd. The storm's expected to move almost due west now, a little bit more west of west-northwest, I guess, into the Philippines on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and we expect that may happen at a Category 3 intensity at worst, maybe even slightly stronger than that. Nonetheless, it's going to be what appears to be almost certain that it's going to be a typhoon landfall for the Philippines, in particular for Luzon. The storm could pass very close to Manila, almost directly over, and the forecast has been fairly consistent on that, and then into the South China Sea, weakening massively as it does so, and then gradually dissipating. These are the warnings according to Force 13's Philippine page. You can find it from the website. This is what we say right now: Signal 1 warnings for large parts of the coast of Luzon, especially towards the east, with Signal 2 and 3 warnings for areas out at sea, off the coast of the Philippines. You might want to check that out if you're living in the area. It is not official though, let me just point that out, but it does use their official criteria for signal warnings. There's the sea surface temperatures. Very warm, certainly warm enough for sustained development. Into the South China Sea, it's still fairly warm if it doesn't go north, which it's not expected to, but wind shear is going to really cripple the storm when it does enter the South China Sea. As for right now, wind shear is looking pretty good and decreasing. There is a little bit that's just jutting downwards there over the Philippines, and that may stop the storm in its tracks in terms of intensification when it gets really close, dangerously close to the islands. As you can see, in terms of its proximity, it's not too far away already, and you'll be able to see this more here on the satellite imagery. But more to the point, you can see what's actually going on with the storm itself. So the central core of the storm is pretty compact actually, and you can see in those latest frames it's been developing. And the eye wall's certainly been developing in those last few frames. That's why it's become a typhoon, and I do worry that it may be starting to become more well defined as time goes on, and we could possibly be looking at Category 2 or Category 3 within the next 12 hours if things go sufficiently well for it. There's another picture of the storm and how it's doing, heading towards the Philippines. It's not going to be very long until its effects start to get felt, and as I said, Signal 1 warnings for large parts of the eastern coast. That's where you would expect 30 to 60 kilometers per hour winds in the next 36 hours. It's got quite a big lead time on that. But Signal 2 warnings may well come into effect for parts of the Philippines in the next 12 to 24 hours as the storm becomes only a day away in some places. 87 tropical storms have formed so far around the world in 2016. 42 have now gone on to become Category 1 hurricanes or their equivalents, typhoons of course in this case, and 24 Category 3 storms with winds of 115 miles per hour or higher. The 41st busiest season worldwide on record. You can follow Force 13 on any of its outlets, the website, force13.com, and of course on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter, search Force 13 all in text. You can also add Fool 13 on Skype for tropical weather chat, that's FOOL13. Obviously, no matter what happens with this storm and no matter when it happens, we will be here to be giving you the latest updates. We may even be going live on the situation at some point, but until further notice, stay tuned to the channel and to the Force 13's outlets for the latest updates. That's all for now.